Hi, and welcome to Petersville Farm. Today I will cover part 2 of what plants are good for making teas. I'll be discussing 9 other useful plants in the garden, the methods of their propagation, and their health benefits. So let's get started. So in addition to the pots, I have lemongrass growing here directly in the ground. And so I'll tell you what I do so they come back here after a year. So what I do, so I have 3 stations here, but what I actually do is I'll cut them down to the root. I believe I had a video on that one. I can attach it in the link here. But I cut them down to the ground, and then I'll cover the roots with burlap cloth, or just use the pine leaves. I add an extra layer of dirt, and that works. I've had them growing here for 3 years now, so that process also works. I mean, you can actually have tropical plants coming back year after year if the roots are properly insulated. So some of the benefits of the lemongrass is it prevents the growth of some bacteria and yeast. It reduces fever. For that purpose, it's also commonly referred to as fever grass. It has antioxidant properties. It helps to reduce high cholesterol. It's useful. You could take it as a tea, which helps with alleviate coughs. It also helps to reduce pain and swelling. And the lemongrass is a antiseptic. This is Stevia. You could start them from cuttings or seeds. Now it's a very difficult starting them from seeds. When you sow them from seeds, it has a low germination rate. However, if you keep doing this on an annual basis, that would help to build your collection. Now these are readily available at the stores also. So that's just some of the ways you can build your collection of the stevia. Now stevia, one of the things that this one does not survive outside of the winter. It's a tropical plant, so you will have to bring these indoors. So now it's November. We're just at the start of November. The temperature is about to drop into the 30s, so I'm planning to take these indoors today. I have them growing in 1.8 gallon pots also, so that will make the transition easier to get them into the greenhouse. So what are some of the benefits of the stevia? Well, stevia is an energy booster. It's a natural sweetener without the calories. It also helps with digestive issues. How you could use this, it's great in teas also, along with the other herbs, and they can be used fresh or dried. And it's also available. You can also process it in a powdered format. So those are just some of the ways it can be used. So I have this raspberry growing in it looks like a 15 gallon pot. I've kept it in partial shade. I'm still trying to figure out the best condition. But the leaves of the raspberry actually make a great tea also. You could use it dried or green. You can also mix with it other berry leaves such as the blackberry leaves. they all make a great tea. Just noticed there's still one raspberry left on this tree. One of the benefits of the raspberry is it's great. It aids in digestion. It's good for digestive issues, and also it's an astringent. Okay, these are echinacea. You could start them from seeds. The germination rate is excellent, at least above 80% in my case. They are perennial, so they will die back and they will return in the spring. I found that they prefer partial shade, and so you can build a shade structure if you don't have a wooded area in the yard. Now the leaves, flowers, and roots can be used to make tea. The root though provides the best benefits. Now echinacea is packed with polysaccharides and vitamin C that help promote overall health and well-being. It is an herbal tea that is free it's free of caffeine like the others, so you can enjoy this all day long. You could add lemongrass or mint to the echinacea, and these combination makes a great tea. This is basil. There are 3 types that I grow. I have the Italian, the purple basil, and the common basil that we are more familiar with, as shown here. And this is a basil, essentially is an annual, but one of the options is you could overwinter the plant by bringing it indoors under adequate lighting and heat. Alternatively, the seeds, like here already there's some dried seeds. So what I would normally do is I save the seeds and I will store them in a dry area, and once after the last frost in the spring, then I would sow them, and I do that. I repeat the process year after year. So that's how you can ensure you have a continuous supply of basil. Basil, thank you. Basil is useful. It's as an antibiotic for blood sugar control, for the reduction of high cholesterol, stress reduction, inflammation, and it's also useful to treat coughs and colds. So these are rosemary. It's easier to propagate them from cuttings. So these were some cuttings from the parent plant I had planted in the rose garden. Now you could also propagate them from seeds, but I found that the germination rate was 50% or lower. So if that's the only option that you have, then so be it. But if you have the option of getting some cuttings, then that would be the better route to take. So here is the rosemary. There are about 4 of them, but this one that's grew quite a bit. But these were the ones that I started from seeds, and as I mentioned, the germination rate is very low, and it's a slow process. But once they have the ideal condition, it is possible to propagate them from seeds. So here I have the parent plant. This is the here in the rose garden, and one of the things in terms of benefit, the rosemary tea could be made by steeping the leaves in hot water for approximately 10 to 15 minutes. Rosemary is high in antioxidants. It's antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory. It may improve mood and memory. It may support brain health. It's an antidepressant, a circulatory stimulant, and it is said to promote bowel flow. Here I have some lemon balm. It is a perennial herb and it grows best in cool weather. During the summer months, I keep them in partial shade. The lemon balm, it has a lemon-scented, mint-like leaves that are often used to make refreshing, lemony, hot, and cold drinks. Now, these were started from seeds. The germination rate was not too bad. It was above 70%. I did not think they were going to make it, but they had a slow start. I did a couple of things, such as adding a tablespoon of hydrogen peroxide to a 1 gallon of water mix. Eventually, they started to take off. These also, they were planted in February of this year, 2020. So, lemon balm can help to relieve stress. It can help to reduce anxiety. It may boost cognitive functions. It can help ease insomnia and other sleep disorders. It may help treat cold sores. You can even apply lemon balm topically at the first sign of a cold sore. It may also relieve indigestion. It can help to treat nausea. It may help ease headache, pain. The lemon balm is also useful in the treatment of acne. Alright, so here I have thyme. Propagating thyme from seeds is also tricky like the rosemary, but it's worth a try again if that's the only option. Once the plant is established thyme, it's exceptionally easy herb to maintain, and it produces abundantly in both container and raised bed gardens. So here it's in a small raised bed. They could be propagated from cuttings also. I especially from the extended roots. That's I found is the most efficient way. They also are perennials, and so you can harvest them any time of the year, both the leaves and flowers alike. I found that they do well both in partial shade and direct sunlight. So this one is right here in direct sunlight. Thyme tea is great. It's a great healing drink. It can be made by infusing the fresh leaves in hot water, and you can also allow it to steep for approximately 10 to 15 minutes. You could also use the flowers, as I mentioned. You could combine it with cinnamon. That makes a great immune system booster. Thyme is also useful for sore throats. It's an antibiotic and antiseptic. It's also ideal for chronic coughs and bronchitis. Alright, so here I have some sage. I started these sage from seeds also the same time as the lemon balm. They thrive well in well-drained soil, so these are just some of the plants I have here. The germination rate is excellent, so I find it was above 70%. They are perennials and they're evergreens, so there's no need to bring them indoors here in zone 8. I found that they thrive well both in partial shade and direct sunlight, and here they're doing quite well in pots. So the leaves of the sage provides a refreshing flavor when applied in teas. It's rich in antioxidant compounds. It's anti-inflammatory. It may improve blood sugar control. Also, it may promote brain health and improve mood. Sage is also used for problems such as sore throat and colic in babies. It's an antiseptic and antibiotic. It can also be used to reduce perspiration. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe to the Petersville Farm channel. All comments and suggestions are welcome. Thank you.